because the girl witnessed a soldier punishing a prisoner up close. It caused a huge impact on her heart. When her husband brought her back to the port, she seemed like she had become a different person. Not only did she chat fluently and happily with the soldiers on the ship, but when she faced her husband's call, she looked at him as if he were a stranger. Even when it was time to rest at night, Dina kept playing her instrument by herself, and her husband had no way to deal with it. He could only fall asleep alone in torment every night. But as time went by, unfulfilled Jacob went to a nearby farm woman. Little did he know this was the beginning of disaster. One day while Jacob was fixing the roof for his lover, he accidentally fell and broke his leg. But with the medical conditions of this small town, the doctor could do nothing about it. In the following days, tormented by pain, Jacob's temper completely changed. He often scolded the servants who served him. As his illness grew worse, Dina made a bold decision in her heart. On a day of heavy snow, Dina tied her severely injured husband to a sled. She lied to her family saying she was going to the big city for treatment, but as soon as she left her family's sight, she turned and took her husband to a cliffside. She used all her strength to move the sled little by little. She believed this was the only way to end her husband's pain.
Look at me. Look at me, Jacob. Let all the cares and sorrows of this world fall away from you.
When Dina returned home, she collapsed from exhaustion. Seeing Dina screaming like she had lost her mind, her family instinctively thought she had suffered an accident. Even Dina's father was convinced by her brilliant acting. After Jacob's funeral was over, her spirit immediately returned to normal. But at the peak of her youth, Dina inevitably had great desires. That day, a handsome servant came to deliver firewood. Dina recklessly stroked the boy's cheek. This was something the aging Jacob had never experienced. The uncomfortable boy turned to leave, but Dina grabbed him back. After the act, the boy stumbled out of the house, but neither of them expected that this scene was witnessed by Jacob's stepson. But since Dina was Jacob's legal wife, and he was only an adopted stepson, he could only hide all his dissatisfaction in his heart. From then on, Dina used the excuse of learning horseback riding from the servant to secretly meet with the handsome servant, until one day Dina suddenly found her pants had become tight. Only then did she realize she was pregnant. This news quickly spread throughout the manor. Everyone speculated whether the child was Jacob's, but since the exact time was unknown, no one could calculate. That day, the handsome servant was delivering goods to the manor when he suddenly heard a woman's cry nearby. Following the sound, he found Dina's horse. He instantly realized what was happening. He rushed into a nearby cave, and indeed found Dina inside, and she was already at the critical moment of giving birth. In the blink of an eye, 6 years had passed. Dina's child Jason had already grown up. He perfectly inherited Dina's mischievousness. Encouraged by his friends, Jason played with fire on a haystack with his friends. In less than 10 minutes, the fire quickly engulfed the entire barn. Even though all the servants rushed out, they still could not stop the fire from spreading. Dina stared blankly at the flames. Her thoughts drifted back to the tragic events of her childhood.